But you see what I mean? How uncomfortable that is, and like the people that understand that I'm joking when I do it, they know that I'm joking. But to the Americans, I've noticed, they really think that when I do that, I'm being serious, and then eventually the person's like, "Yeah, sorry, dude," or like they get like a little bit like like you did, like, and then I'm like, "I'm sorry, I was just trolling," type thing, and then like
it's because you went from one mode and then instantly changed. Lane, and it's just like so unexpected. Yeah,
exactly. But like that's part of English humor, I think, to be that way, like to like a form of extreme sarcasm, like to get one over on one of your friends is to like make him believe that like you're really pissed off with him when you're not. Like, mate, what the fuck? I can't believe you just walked that shit into this room. Like, and there's no water on his feet. There's nothing there at all. But like, you're literally like, look, like seriously, like that's taking the fucking piss. And then you catch him in it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And like, even though he's done nothing, and it's like you've got a false confession out of him, right? This is psychology 101, right? Now you've got a false confession out of him because of your seriousness. Yeah, you've gaslighted him into thinking like that what you were saying is almost true, or it's easier to just say sorry, like as if it is true, right? But like this is the way that they've cajoled us into the globe system as well, right? Because like the word science holds so much weight to it, right? And this is what I want to talk to you about. It's like the word science and pseudoscience, why it's so important, why we try and define what science really is all the time here, is because people will use this umbrella term of the word science, and they put all of these different things under this umbrella of science. And by doing so, they gain the legitimacy and aficionado-ship, I guess, of things that were considered knowable or knowledge because they were run through the scientific method in the past. So like the word science has got this formidable reputation as something that's concrete. So it's like they use this as a weapon against us all the time. Like it's just like, but dude, it's science. So like, no, like, dude, the ISS is science, dude.
Yeah, like the way I see it as well is like science of today has almost become a bit of a joke in a way. Like it's almost like it's more of a fandom with like a huge following kind of thing.
It's like welcome to fandom.
Exactly. It's not in concrete at all, or it's always subject to change quick as fuck.
Do you want to know something else that's very similar to it? I'll point this out quickly and see. I don't really want to bring it up, but I'm going to. I'm going to say that something that's very similar to this, like you can't question it. Once you label it with that, it is what it is, and that's it. Like you just have to accept it for what it is, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It is the LGBT community.
Yeah.
So no matter how ridiculous something it is that they say, because it falls under the banner that you're apparently being homophobic or even race issues, for instance, stuff to do with race. You're apparently being racist, like whatever it is, right? Like,
anything to do with victimhood.
Yes.
The roots from
So NASA play the victim at the moment. NASA are playing the victim over the moon landing. Like, oh, we lost the telemetry data. Like, it got destroyed after all that hard work, and it was so hard to make it all. And they invoke this emotion of like, it would be extremely hard and extremely painful to go back there. That's them saying like, look, we've lost this shit. And it's like, don't even dare come to us with like, how dare you lose that shit? Like, we spent a lot of money as a nation state to derive these things. It's like they use that very same tool of like the victimhood status so that they can avoid even any culpability with that. It's fucking great. It's Matthew Learn's the same. What I'm trying to show is there's a psychopathy, a psychology, right, in which they've adopted, which is that they are very able now to maneuver through doing rights and wrongs by pointing out the evils of other people and blowing them up further than what they actually are, and basically attaching intent and malintent to different things that go on. For instance, with Carl Rittenhouse, right? What you do is you jostle yourself in the position as the arbiter of that which is moral. And when you're in that position, you're either deemed as someone that's angelic and is morally correct and is benevolent under the human constructionists, yeah, and groups like this that are benevolent fall under this umbrella of like people like SpaceX, people like NASA. That's why actually SpaceX is currently at the moment with Elon having personal issues with this side over there. Is because they were closely connected, so they're having sort of a battle at the moment, and the reason the battle is occurring is because Elon's maybe seeing this against some of his own interests, because this is starting to become too obvious. So he's maybe trying to pull away from that, because otherwise it's going to be far too obvious, draw too much attention. So, or it's to create a bigger alignment.
Elon goes for the faker it looks, the more real it is. You can tell.
Yes.
But you were on the money. You were on the money with the LGBT NASA, but you know NASA identify as a space agency that's.
Did you notice? So how dare you? Did you notice with that with NASA and basically the SpaceX thing that they used only on video when they were doing it with the Rick Astley night, right? With that concert, the only people they used were like short-haired, blue-haired, like intern type looking people that were like androgynous. That's all they used.
NASA's blue-haired interns. We should make.
Yeah, do you remember? There was loads of them, right?
Blue-haired NASA intern. Someone make that roll.
Yeah, I'll do it right now.
Virtue signaling, basically.
Wait, you back me up when Ravenous Brad turns around and says, "Oh, Wise Crack made a stupid roll called this. Let's get rid of it." You have to say that you wanted it too.
I'll back up. I'll stand up for blue-haired NASA intern.
Yeah, because he doesn't like it when I create rolls. So yeah.
That one's really good. I definitely want to see that roll, but I think we should.
I'm not making it then. Fuck that.
To be responsible, we should delete a roll that sucks. Like
I've deleted. What roll did I delete? I deleted some shitty roll not too long ago. I deleted a couple of them. So yeah, I agree with you. Let's go through the rolls and we'll delete one. No, maybe don't. But
right, NASA's right. Do you want me to make it an even better roll? I can make this an even better roll. Wait there. I'm going to make it a really good roll. I'm also going to find a NASA employee that's got blue hair and put a little emoji of someone with NASA with blue hair.
No, don't do an emoji roll. I hate those emoji rolls. This is
why?
Just piss me off. I don't know. I used to kind of think about the people who are like Discord light mode. What are you doing? I was like, oh, get over it. But these emoji rolls are really getting under my skin. I'm upset.
It's
unnecessary.
I agree with the emoji.
I think sometimes maybe the right way there. I think the emojis can be good if they're not next to words. So like I feel like they could be used, for instance, like yeah, they're usually next to words. So I think just put like a picture instead of roll when it represents it.
It's a headache for everyone involved. I don't know who's doing it, and I can't remove it because I'm not on the computer. I can only do it on a PC, so that's why I've not bothered to remove them all.
Please don't remove my clan tag, my family clan crest after my name.
But someone make blue-haired NASA intern as a role, and that'll be fine.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, Master Lurker.
And I guess it should be a blue in color. That would only make sense. Like, pick a cool blue.
Yeah, obviously.
See, I keep the rolls to the. I'd say that's more of a brown-red roll. That's where all of our globy rolls go.
No, but you can't have.
Yeah, but you can't have a blue head roll without it being like electric blue, dude.
Yeah, but then they're gonna look like valued people, and they're blue.
No, they won't.
Who cares about the valued people? We don't look until they complain about being confused for blue-haired NASA interns. Like, who cares?
All right, make it blue.
We'll make it like electric. We'll make it like electric. We'll make it. I know what you're saying. I guess.
Yeah, make it blue like those people from the Jetsons.
Yeah,
that'd be the color of the hair. You know what color that is. Now do it.
Has anyone tried to cancel this server?
Yeah, of course.
I had a guy in my DMs today saying that he was reporting the server.
Yeah, of course. It happens all the time.
He was very upset.
Call it Space Simpson. Space Marge.
I mean, if you gotta ask yourself, if they got upset, what does that really say? You know, like if they actually believed this, what they believed empirically in that, they're just not gonna care. They're just gonna believe.
Yeah,
and move on.
It's like someone.
What reaction?
Yeah, it's like someone going to a cheese server, talking about how much they hate cheese, and getting annoyed that everyone's talking about cheese.
Yeah, it's almost like you planted a seed in their head. Now they can't get rid of it.
Dude, you know? Like vegans do. Like,
say that again, Luke.
I can see. Was it cheese you said as the example?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see like vegans, you know, going into a cheese server and getting all pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving people shit.
You fucking
my days.
people. I'm ashamed to be a human being because of you cheese eaters.
Yeah, this dude on YouTube was like going up to a bunch of vegans who were protesting, and he was just like eating meat. Did you see that? That was crazy.
That's a bit obnoxious.
I mean, I'm from Wisconsin. I'll just eat cheese in front of them and know that it's just enough to irk them. Like, so I'm like really getting under the skin. Just like,
I think it's something of a heroic act, though, because in today's age, where even if you're talking about meat, you can get cancelled and shut down. He's just going a step beyond.
No, you can.
I feel like vegans should be. I feel like vegans should be appreciative to us because before flat earthers, vegan was really like the battered stepchild.
Yeah.
You know, everyone was going after the vegans. It was like, oh, fucking vegans, here we go. We've taken that mantle from them, so we absorb a lot of that hate that they would otherwise be getting.
Who do you have to pass the baton to?
I want to ask a serious question a minute. Why haven't the anarcho-communists took on the idea of flat Earth, even if they don't believe in it at all? Because it's like, what is the best way to create anarchy, right, in order to like unhinge communism afterwards? By other than like, or anarchists at least, and anarcho-communists at the same time, and any form of anarchist that wants to, you know, create chaos and has a supersedary structure. Same with the Muslims especially. You know, they've got all their Sharia courts in England and everything like that. Like, why wouldn't they push this idea of flat Earth so hard to try and get distrust in government so that they could then create chaos to switch it out?
The communists need the government to be the absolute pinnacle of power, and they can't have the government be the pinnacle of power if people understand that they're not the ultimate authority of this place. So that's why communists hate flat Earth.
No, but they could make out it's the government. No, but I mean, it could. I know it would get rid of that, but like, I mean, not just that. That's what I'm saying. Anarcho-communists could use it. I'm not saying they come out as communists. They don't come out saying we're communists and we're flat earthers, dude. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying people that want the goals of these people, right? Yeah, of anarchy. Why wouldn't they come forward pretending to be something else, right? Using a Marxist type theorem.
I always say to the trolls that come here, I'm like, if you're a serious troll, you should be picking up our arguments because nothing makes people spiral more than a flat Earth argument. If you want to go into a room full of people and upset them, you need to start talking about how water doesn't bend and how gas pressure needs a container. If you really want
or globe. It doesn't matter.
So whatever video that I saw wasn't. I mean, there's a couple that say there was a jet that like accidentally went to space. I don't know whether it's a true, like a true video.
Possible. They have to be. They can be in really high, like really, really high atmosphere. But planes don't work when it comes to the vacuum of space.
Well, that's assuming it's a vacuum, right? Well, I'm kind of wondering, like, okay, could a plane go to space accidentally, and it's like, we think it's a vacuum, but it's really like something else?
No, dude, I don't even know really how to tell you. But basically, like, once you know that NASA's lying, you got to dump their entire fucking story. You can't just, like, believe parts of it and try to decide which parts are salvageable. It's like, we got to start over.
I agree with you. I just thought that the videos of, not coming from NASA, I'm assuming these are like, not saying like
much for footage, period, especially when it comes to like high atmosphere stuff. Like, balloon footage is always, these balloons, I've watched balloon footage. They're always, spinning really fast, whipping around, like left and right, getting thrashed around. There's a ton of wind up there, clearly.
Yeah.
Not be stable. So, and because of that, no imagery that we get is reliable. It's all, in one moment it's convex, the next it's concave, the next it's flat, or in between it's flat. Like it keeps on whipping around back and forth, and you can't get shit out of it. You can cherry pick stills if you want, and you can get whatever you're looking for.
Yeah. Do you think we're lied to about the dynamics of our atmosphere? Because they say that like the upper atmosphere is supposed to get really hot, or like really cold at points, and we see balloons going to the very top, like the, I don't know where the thermosphere is, but that's supposed to be like pretty damn hot. I'm wondering, how do we even go up there in general with these balloons, if that's the case? I mean, I absolutely believe they're going up there. I'm just wondering if they're lying about the atmosphere.
I'm confused about that too, because like we're told that as we climb mountains, it gets colder, and then, but then at some point it gets hotter, and I don't know.
As the heat rises, and then I see people say, "Oh, the upper atmosphere is like freezing cold." That's why you see all these like, these like effects in the sky due to certain things. But then I look up the atmosphere, and it's like, okay,
as high as planes fly and shit, they say it's super fucking cold,
right?
But
to a certain degree, I mean, when they say upper atmosphere, I think they're assuming. I mean, I'm assuming that's like close to space, right?
Well, it's all this big gray area because, I mean, a few years ago, all of a sudden they changed their definitions on like how far the Earth's atmosphere reaches, and now it reaches like four times the distance. The distance to the moon. It reaches 4 times that distance beyond the moon, is what I think I remember reading.
So they revised it like more recently, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. So now Earth's atmosphere goes 4 times the distance that it is to the moon. So it goes 400% farther than what they told us before.
Yeah. It absolutely doesn't make sense, because clearly there seems to be a point where atmosphere ends. I mean, the balloons go up, and you see, you kind of see a breaking point, right? Like, you see like blackness.
The article that shit came from was just some clickbaity article. Like, I never saw any details about that. I don't know how much anybody ever sticks to it.
It doesn't prove that the Earth's atmosphere ends because the balloon stops,
Huh?
That doesn't prove the Earth's atmosphere ends because a balloon stops either.
Right.
That just proves the balloon can't go any higher. We don't know the cause of why it stopped.
Yeah, we don't know why it deflates, or like I think they say that it explodes basically.
It'd be really fucking cold, so the tensile strength for the rubber just stopped working.
It's going
fragments and cracks.
They take a certain amount of gas with them, and as it goes up, it expands more and more because there's less and less pressure around it, right? And eventually,
you have. Remember what you was talking about with your daughter before, Lou? Charles's law with the deflation of the balloon. And then what else do we have? Lower pressure up there. The pressure of the balloon is high, so lower pressure around it, high pressure inside the balloon. It seeks to escape, like it would if the Earth's atmosphere was around near a vacuum. It might just blow up because around it it's lower pressure, so the high pressure balloon wants to seek out to the lower pressure area outside.
I don't see how we can see light through a vacuum.
A balloon in a vacuum chamber, it freaking it falls and pops, and then balloons in a vacuum definitely don't go up; they go down. So there's no vacuum anywhere nearby where we've seen any balloon.
Right.
A balloon, it's just
a balloon just by lower air pressure is my point. Just lower air pressure.
How big the balloon is and how light the material is that's making it a balloon, and how flexible that material is. Like,
and how blown up the balloon is, and how much.
We might be able to come up with better materials to make freaking super high tech balloons. They can go like super high, but
ones that have got like honeycomb shaped interiors in them that, as it wants to collapse, it create it in a way where it's like it. To inflate needs to be inverted to be inflated. Like, those fish that when you take them out of the water from deep sea, they instantly invert inside out because they're designed to take the high pressure of the sea, and that keeps them like the right way in. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's the same. The bends or whatever that the scuba divers get. If they surface too fast, they can die. So they have to take breaks.
Nitrogen poisoning, yeah. I'm just saying you could create a balloon like you were saying, right? That that was like inverted technology almost, like where it basically is designed to be blown up, but like it's already like it's like a cage system that's folded in on itself with bands or whatever, and it's like to expand it's like 5 times harder than what it should be, so that to push it in it's even harder.
Sure, I mean that's exactly what I was saying, but sure, I could even see. You might be able to take a balloon from Earth, get really high, like Red Bull jump high, right? That they claimed to have gone, even though that's fake too, by the way. A little bit of a fucking red pill, everybody. The Red Bull jump didn't even happen. It was all hope, by the way. So, but the 128,000 feet they claim to have been at. What if you had another balloon that was more designed for those pressures and and those temperatures and those, like you said, you might be able to launch a balloon from a balloon even, and wouldn't that be interesting? Like, that might be what you need to do to go farther.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how.
I like how you explain that the firmament doesn't have to be like a physical thing, and I mean, I think it probably makes sense that. Because of the way gases behave, we can assume there is like some kind of dome, whether it's like a physical thing or if it's made out of some force or something. I don't know.
Like a crystalline structure, something that we can go up there and knock on. Like it could be like a semi-permeable membrane. If I remember learning about that, and like when it came to biology, I think about like cell walls and shit. Like. It could be something like that. It could be.
Do you think that like the sun dogs are evidence that the sun's light's bouncing off of some kind of dome? Like that there's kind of there's like the phenomenon you kind of like if you scroll down there's pictures. I don't know where you can see them.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about. I think you could consider it evidence. It's not very strong evidence. I think that's important to point out. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really mean much, but yeah, you could say that it's circumstantial evidence, or I don't know how that would work, but it's corroborating evidence.
Yeah,
I wouldn't make it, my argument.
No, not at all. It's just a coincidence. It's like you said. It's like coincidental that it looks just like how light light would reflect on a surface. But I guess until we can see it, prove that it's there somehow, or I mean, I think that the sun's definitely local, so I think it makes more sense to think that if we see that effect, that there probably is like a dome because the sun's close. but obviously we've never proved it.
Consider sundogs and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't make that an argument, but you could consider it, you know, supporting evidence. It's like something you could. Oh, by the way, another interesting fact.
Well,
here's another bit. You know,
well, let me ask you this: would you say that there's enough coincidences or anomalies with the heliocentric theory to be able to confidently conclude that it's not a globe? I mean, that's definitely something we all agree on, that it's not a globe, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's the one, thing that we can be sure of based off of any testing that's ever been done. You know,
but
if you
all the anomalies, you have to conclude that the theory is wrong.
Yeah.
Because you can't just, like you were talking about earlier, you can't just pick the parts you like and go with that. You know, like when they say it's a bigger ball. No, there's no way.
Kind of coming at it from the side of what we were talking about. But
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go back to where you were at. I'm good. I'll listen.
Who was it that I was even talking to?
That's me. We're talking about firmament, being able to prove it. It's what I remember us talking to last. We can't prove it, and the sun. You know, I think the sun's close, and that would make sense as to
I think what you're trying to do is trying to get me to bring you back to the whole flat Earth. So, how long have you been? Maybe I missed that. Like, how long have you been looking into this, if at all?
Like probably like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or something since joining and realizing that flat Earth is not a psyop. It's been about 2.5 weeks.
And so, would you say that you are a flat Earth, or you're leaning towards a flat Earth?
Oh, no, I am now. I mean, it says I'm a globe skeptic, but I'm actually a flat Earther now.
Okay, so over the last couple of weeks, you've become a flat Earther. Well,
yeah.
Welcome aboard. Like, that's quite the success story. Most people it's either like right away, which was, I think that's kind of an old wave kind of a thing, and others where it takes a lot of time, but there's not a lot of like, yeah, within 2 weeks in this server, I'm now convinced.
Oh, so yeah, I grew more confident by the day, and being here helps, and also like just talking to my friends about it and seeing how their arguments really don't make sense, and a lot of it's just assumption and like pointing out things like like everybody assumes space is a certain way, they assume things are far away, and that's what they refer to, and then they're like, oh, I hope you see the light one day, dude. It's like I was talking to somebody earlier about the moon, and like how the shadows don't make sense, how the shadows casted on the moon are the same they'll be casted on a flat surface. You don't see this like a spherical shadow artifact on the moon. And he's arguing back, he's like, I hope you see the light one day. And I was just like, well, the light on the moon's like technically cold, it's cold light, so it shouldn't be reflecting the sun's light, right? And that was just kind of my argument, because he's already assuming the moon's reflecting the sun's light. Like, we have no reason to think that, right? But yeah, a lot of people make assumptions.
That's
like
true. That is true, but to assume that the moon's light is cold is also an assumption, in my opinion. There are tests for this. But these tests are not fully. They don't have all the variables controlled. For instance, like you're like testing the temperature beneath a car that's been there all day, which is technically insulating the heat, thermal heat that was absorbed, let's say, by the sun itself, for instance, right? So then, obviously, like it's just that we have an issue when we when we think that we do it with these laser tests, and it's like, oh, thermally, it seems like we do it with a laser, right? We can see, oh, this is warmer here than it is here, and it's like, oh, apparently under the moonlight it's cooler. It's like, well, yeah, under the moonlight is what? It means that moonlight's able to hit it, which means that it's more exposed to the open.
You're talking about the greenhouse effect, which this is something like.
No.
Well, you are actually, in a way. I think you are, because that's the only rebuttal to the argument about the cold light and warm light, like how that could be happening. Most globe earthers aren't going to ask you this. Like it's something that I was researching it and I came across. But the greenhouse effect, just like I don't know where you live, but if you live in a snowy winter environment, you'll notice that, like when you're in cold environment, that clear nights are cold nights, and that's because the heat's escaping; it's able to escape. But cloudy nights they're like a blanket; they keep the warmth in, and so the idea is, and I'm not saying it's conclusive, but the idea is that when you're underneath the tree or whatever's shading you, essentially, that the heat, it has less of an ability to escape that area.
Yeah, it's got a canopy to keep the heat in. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's called the greenhouse effect.
So all right, sweet. I didn't know that. I can say, then as well, the areas that are exposed to the moonlight, remember, are also exposed without a canopy. They haven't got a canopy to stop the thermal energy leaving, which will make it seem that it's cooler, because it would be cooler, wouldn't it, in the open air where there's nothing to protect you, and also an area where there's no canopy to hold in the heat that was deposited by the sun. So it's sort of like it's like a bit of a fallacy to assume that the moon's light is cooling.
Yeah, I haven't used that argument really ever, I don't think, because of that. In the beginning when I heard of it.
Yeah, you're a smart man. Yeah, good shit.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually dig into this. And
yeah,
interesting. Well, yeah, that's something to think about too, because that's something I have pointed out to people, thinking that it was less true.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's other variables in that could make things, like you said, the heat not escape, right?
It's about how you think about how it's not like heat is a thing and cold is a thing. So the idea of a cold light or a cold laser, it doesn't really work by at least our understanding right now of how light works. It's cold light isn't a thing.
Yes, it worked. The blue hat NASA emoji worked.
Sweet. Now, which one of us is buying that NASA fucking snowsuit? I already bought one. Somebody else has to buy one. We can pass it. You should buy one and then do all sorts of obscene shit to the NASA logos and stuff. Live stream voice text. Old dude already started with it. That's not the one that I bought. I didn't buy that shit, but the same company makes that shit.
Right, I might give it to Wolfgang so that he can see it next to his name. I might give him the role.
Onesie with fucking a NASA logo and a fucking US flag.
Yeah, do you want to check out the role, Lou? I will give you the role and then I'll take it away.
I don't want any rolls. What? What are you giving me?
So you can see the blue head NASA freak.
I need a roll for that?
Dude, it's the emoji that comes after me. I'm giving it to Wolfgang anyway. I don't give a fuck. He's getting it. It's his idea.
Oh, no, I don't want that roll. Fuck no.
No, if you take it away, I just want you to see it.
Give it to somebody else and tell me who to look at.
Wolfgang's got it, and you've got it. I'll take it away.
Good. All right, I'll look at Wolfgang.
He's in live stream voice text. 45 past the hour. I've got loads of other images, by the way, that we can use. Like that one appears to work quite well, especially on the phone. Looks good.
No,
on the phone, it looks really good.
Oh, BHNI. No. Nobody knows what the fuck a BHNI is.
No, I'm going to change the name of that. That's what I just wanted input on that. I just had to write something.
Nobody. We're all going to forget in like 2 days what it stands for. So, like,
right.
You got to literally type in blue-haired NASA intern. Like, the whole thing. Really long one.
I know. The whole thing, right? Fuck. What role do I delete there?
Most of them.
Blue in the edgy way, though. Blue in the edgy way.
Get rid of lead mod role. Get rid of lead mod role and make that one.
Okay. Shall I write blue as in like BLEU instead, though? Like blue.
You're making too big. I don't even think I want this role made anymore. You're making too big a deal out of it. You ruined it.
Fuck off. Just trying to help, all right?
No, you're not helping.
You make it then, dickhead.
I would, but I don't have that kind of power anymore. Thank you very much.
Oh shit, you're not a mod anymore. I forgot.
Yeah. No, I mean, people still. They can't unthink of me like one, so I'm still basically like one.
Yeah, you're still a mod. To be honest, you're in a bad position. Fuck. I might. Yeah, tempting. That's so tempting. We should make a Lou roll and then make it so that your name's green and then you're not a mod, but your just name's green.
You want to give me like you should make a special role just for me that's the exact same color as mods.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make the I'm just gonna hire the height of the what role is it? Oh fuck it, the thingamajig roll, the OG flat earther roll. I'll just put that higher. So that
I'm totally okay with still thinking of Lou as a mod. I'm all right with that.
No. I want you to think of me not as one.
Oh, yeah. But still, I'm gonna. As an OG, that's how I see you. Maybe say it that way. I don't know. But, yeah.
He's a mod.
It's all good for me. It's all good for me, however you want to say it, Lou, really. It's all good.
He identifies as a mod.
Basically, here, don't come to me with any of your problems. I'm not a mod.
No, I ain't gonna be doing it. Nope, you got it, dude. No problem.
You're a mod, Jenny. Yeah, look, here's our blue-haired NASA intern role. She's pretty cute. I wonder if that will work, because it wouldn't give you any extra powers if I make the OG flat earther roll higher than the gold roll. You know what I mean? I'm probably getting in trouble for it, but like, it doesn't say that we're not allowed to do that, though. I feel like the OG flat earther roll should be higher up anyway. It should be up there.
It's just a tag roll. It doesn't matter.
Shut up. It's one of the rarest rolls in the server, as CI told me once.
It should be at the end of the list because we were here first. So it's like, oh wow, look, scroll way down. Look, this dude was an OG way back then.
What do you mean? It should be at the top of the list because the ones that are created last are at the bottom of the list. What are you talking about? It should be at the top. You got that the wrong way around, Lou.
Discord had it the other way around.
Yeah. Now you feel fucking stupid, eh?
No.
Oh.
No, I like my logic on it better. OG Flat Earth, that should be the last thing you see when you scroll somebody's rolls. You like scroll down to the bottom of a huge list for those people like, damn, he's got all the rolls. And look at the very bottom. Oh, it's because he's an OG. He's been here the whole time.
I know that. It's just that it doesn't really affect placement where the rolls are on the list. It doesn't affect placement on the... Oh, it does actually. Now it's coming up behind it. Gold.
Lou, I like how you said the whole time. I liked how you said that. I'm just going to say.
But wait,
sorry, didn't mean to be weird. Wasn't trying to be weird. Did anybody else pick up on that?
You're making it weird.
You weren't weird. Don't worry. I'm getting rid of my gold plus roll.
But we can move on now.
Stop making it weird, Jenny. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Alright, I don't want the weaponized Horus anymore. I don't want the metal head. No, I don't want Agent Smith. I don't even want the Nitro Boost VIP thing either. I wish I could fucking get rid of that. Collab Labs. I don't blah blah bro, I'm a mod. Like, I don't need that role, do I? No.
No, I think it automatically comes from Discord every time you boost a server.
Yeah, it does, isn't it, that part, yeah. But do I need the DJ bot control role, Lou? Either. Like, come on. I don't need that either, do I? I should be able to control the bot regardless. Moderator or not. I mean, as a moderator, I mean. Loser, I'm not answering any mod-related questions.
I was pissing. What? Dude, yeah, like, look, by the way, if you guys, maybe you could create a role like moderator or something like that, because I could tell you how to do what you're trying to do, but...
No, dude, I'm just saying, you don't really need the DJ bot control role, or do you? If you're a moderator, do you need that role?
I'm not a moderator.
Me!
No, you don't. Well, you might.
Control the bot, right?
Hey, no. There's a chance that because I set up that room. And I think it was set up so that moderators didn't automatically see it. They got to opt basically by giving themselves that role. So, like, if you want to see that room, you wear that role. If you don't want to see that room, you take it off.
Well, I use that room, so fuck's sake, but I hate the way the role looks. It's just too much.
Hey guys, so I did a little research, and it turns out when it came to the experiment on the moonlight getting cold, where objects that were in the shade were warmer, but there was other variables to consider. There is an experiment that I saw that says you can take a magnifying glass to a...
What's the independent variable?
I'm not sure yet, but I just do see that there's a counter.
What's the independent variable? What was the control?
I'm not sure, but I'll post it in the chat below.
Probably wasn't an experiment. Just saying.
Yeah, I just like that there's a, I tend to think that, science is bullshit, so if they're giving you one experiment that could easily be sophistry, then, let's look at another one and see if it shows us something different. But
yeah, of course,
in the chat.
I was just being a
science
dick.
Not bullshit. That's the problem, right? The problem
science is gay.
Science is
not bullshit, it's gay.
That's how it's interpreted.
Yeah.
Pseudoscience is gay. Pseudoscience is bullshit.
Yep.
So the rest of science, all of science has been made to look gay because of pseudoscience.
Even William Shatner said that science has become pseudoscience. Well, he didn't say pseudoscience. He said science fiction, which is
wait. There, someone just said William Shatner died.
Things that are pseudoscience aren't
really. He died.
No, it's not. place. Like pseudoscience is, we need to be able to ponder different ideas and test for it and stuff. But when what they've done is they've taken it too far, like just by calling it science, like, and not differentiating, because we're the only ones who call it pseudoscience. To them, it's all fucking science. It's all, it's science. Like, no, that's intentional. So they blurred the lines a long time ago. And, like we have a speculation category down here. Like this is within, we try to keep this more empirical, and down there we can speculate. But so much of what they call science now is just speculation. And it's not that speculation doesn't have a place. It's just that it's not provable.
Wait a second. Somebody say Captain Kirk died. Was they being serious? Shatner died?
Yeah, whoever said that, were they being serious?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now.
Right, what role do I delete? Come on, where did Wolfgang go? I need support.
I already told you, don't put Wolfgang, delete the mod role. Get rid of lead mod. We don't need that.
It won't let me delete it. It's one of the roles that I can't delete. There's 3 roles I'm not allowed. 3 roles I can't delete.
It's the only one worth deleting. It's the only really good one.
I know, it's really annoying. I can't delete admin, 24 live stream, or lead mod, or moderator.
I could probably easily delete 10.
Why is Arena Bot above gold? And
because it doesn't really, dude. Don't fuck with that order with the hierarchy with the bots.
Going to.
Bots are in places where they need to be. You don't fuck with bot placement.
All right.
Like some of them, it doesn't matter. Most bots you can just drop to the bottom of the list.
Where does the DJ bot role need to be then?
There might be 1 or 2 that need to have certain positions in the hierarchy.
Where does the DJ bot need to be then? It needs to be above silver, doesn't it, really?
DJ bot?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't set this one up. Groovy I did, but ever since that left, I didn't set this one up. But there's a chance that this bot needs to be where it's at.
Fuck. I think I accidentally moved it. Oh well.
It's highly unlikely with a music bot, but there's a chance that they had it specifically placed so that just like how you can't delete roles above you, like other people below that bot can't access it. So that's why you place bots in certain places.
Yeah, that bot's got to be below flat Earth, or it's got to be, I don't know, above valued or whatever, right? And below silver, yeah, it's got to be there.
It probably doesn't really matter, honestly, but whatever. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I wouldn't fuck around with changing the hierarchy too much either. I'll let you know what you're doing.
I sort of know what I'm doing. I just with the bots, on my server, it didn't really matter. Is it M then a hashtag, M then an exclamation mark, or is it M exclamation mark M? Fuck off.
Man, that I wouldn't go to that site no more. That's major clickbait right there. That was ignorant. I mean, why does that need to be announced? I mean, that's.
It is Photoshop. But it has to be. It is Photoshop. But it has to be.
here is a mirage.
A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb sheeple believe it. And the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it. Man, this shit got me heated, and I won't stop till the elite are being defeated. They keep us deceived about everything that we think, and they keep it a secret. What we're taught is not conducive with reality. Big bang, evolution, and there's gravity. I tell the...
Yeah, I didn't fuck up the bot.
Alright.
No, what it was is Discord just updated. There's a new update out. Probably fixed the API.
No, I didn't. Don't worry, you don't know what I'm talking about. I was changing the order of roles around and shit because I didn't like the way they were appearing. I didn't like the fact the DJ bot appeared higher up than the OG Flat Earther role. That was all.
The OG Flat Earther role has no. I
don't care.
Nothing attached to it. So like you'll notice the stuff. Okay. Anything that's above your
everything else.
Your shape rolls, so like Globe Skeptic.
DJ power is pretty significant because you're actually controlling the bot. So yeah, it should be up there.
Set pretty high.
I know
right?
that. But I hired the OG Flat Earther role is above the DJ bot role originally, right? It was because the OG Flat Earther role was way above Silver role as well.